Hello everyone, I'm Kadek Utami, student of Ganesa University of Education, majoring in English Language Education from F class. In this video, I'm going to talk about the implementation of one of teaching activity using natural approach using TPR method. But before starting to the explanation of one teaching activity, I'm going to mention first what points or topics are covered. So the first one, I'm going to give brief explanation about natural approach. The second one is brief explanation of TPR method. And the last one is teaching and learning activity using TPR method in natural approach. So let's just start to the first topic. What is natural approach? Natural approach is an approach which aims to lead students in acquiring their target language unconsciously during the learning process. So in natural approach, there are three stages in its implementation based on Krashen and Terrell. The first one is the pre-production stage, which means by pre-production stage is that the development of listening comprehension skill. And the second one is early production stage. Here, students are struggle and performs error when learning the language. And the last one is speech immersion or extending production. In this point, students are expected to be able to produce their target language, and teacher integrates more complex games, role plays or discussion, and many other activities in order to promote fluency. All right. Uh, in implementing natural approach in teaching and learning process in teaching a language, it needs method to be taken together or combined together. So here I'm using TPR method or total physical response method. What is meant by TPR method is that a method in teaching a language that contains instructions or command to build students' physical responses and language. In TPR method, students are given instructions by the teacher and they are giving response toward the instruction or commands by using physical actions. So, the reason why TPR method is combined together in natural approach in this video, since the focus of natural approach is to build the students' speaking ability unconsciously. So TPR method is one of the method that is best match with this approach. So since in TPR method, it integrates visuals and or other pictures to be used during the learning and teaching process. So let's just move to the example of the teaching and learning activity that I mean in it previously. So here, I choose one topic. It is about daily activity. It is for 8th grade students of junior high school level. So the purpose of teaching that I've drawn is that first, students are able to comprehend the teacher's instructions about the topic. And the second one is that students are able to demonstrate the teacher's instructions about the topic. And the last one, students are able to produce the language based on the instructions. So to see how this method or and this approach is being done in the learning process, I'm going to give explanation on how will be the learning and teaching process. Let's see from the teaching and learning activities. So first activity that will be conducted is that ice break activity. So here I'm using a song by to give instructions to the students. The purpose of ice breaking is that to make students get focused and get into the class, engage with the other students, and involved in the learning process. So it's just for fun. Again, it is ice break just for fun, and to make students pay more attention to this to teacher instructions. So here I plan to use a song entitled Head, Shoulder, Knees, and Toes. So This song will be will be sang by the teacher as an instructions for the students. So I already provided a picture. Uh, the song is just saying head, shoulder, knees, and toes repeatedly. So students then follow the instruction. When teacher says head, then they have to touch their head. When teacher says shoulder, they should touch the shoulder, and so forth. So again, as TPR method is getting students physical actions responses, so this song will be appropriate to be involved or integrate in teaching and learning process, especially as an ice break or for an ice break activity. All right, the second teaching and learning activities is that after the ice break activity, teacher engage students to guess the topic by giving several questions. So we are giving, sorry, teacher giving chance to students to figure it out what will be learned by them or what are they going to learn uh, for for the whole um, time in that teaching and learning process. So the questions will be, what time do you sleep at night, students? But in this case, since I'm using TPR method in delivering the material, so I'm not only giving or asking students orally, but I also give an actions or take an example, students, what time do you sleep at night? So by giving that physical actions followed by the questions, it helps students to understand or help them understand what does the question mean or what is being asked by the teacher. So this is important if we consider that the students have low vocabulary mastery or low English level. So we need to give physical actions to make them think what the question means. And the second questions could be, what time do you wake up in the morning? So again, using physical actions while asking the students. And the last question will be, what you what you eat in the morning, what you eat in the morning. So uh, there are actually some examples that will be asked to the students to make them thinking what topics they will learn later on. All right, the third activity is that okay, we collect students will give response toward the questions given. So some answers might lead the students to the topic, which is daily activities. And then after that, students are asked to comprehend the instructions from the teacher related to the topic. So, therefore, as what I mentioned previously, that natural approach, the first stage is pre-production, which trains students' listening skills. So here in the third activity, um, is one of the example of the pre-production stage since the teacher wants students to have a listening skill or listening ability or comprehends the instructions based on what they listened. So yeah, before or in order to achieve the last stage, um, by considering that students have low ability in speaking, it's quite hard then to reach the third stage. So therefore, as a teacher, here in this teaching and learning activities, I try or I involve some activities to dig in students' vocabularies. So here, teacher will provide pictures where students tell what are the picture about. So there will be several pictures that I provide later on the screen or on the video which is aimed to make students understand or what is the what are the pictures telling about. So since the um, the medias that can be used in this approach and this method is integrating visuals or pictures um, to to introduce or promote vocabularies in English based on the topic that is being discussed. So besides providing pictures to students, teacher will also give examples on how to tell what the picture is about. So let's see what are some pictures that can be given to the students in daily activities topic. Okay, here are some examples. So giving pictures will draw their imagination what is get up means. So perhaps if we just like provides a phrase or a word about an actions or yeah about a vocabulary, perhaps it will be hard for them to know what does get up means. So by providing pictures, like you see on the video, I'm pretty sure that students will understand or understand easier, much easier. Okay, what get up means. But here, teacher instructs the students also to follow the actions that is shown in on the picture. Let's say have breakfast. How should they act if they eat or having their breakfast or taking shower? So I'm asking students uh, to do it or imitating the pictures. Um, if someone is taking shower, how it will be. If someone gets up, how it will be. If someone's having breakfast, how it will be, and so forth. So here are some examples of vocabularies that can be used in daily activities um, topics. So yeah, here are other examples as well. Brush my hair, brush my teeth. So these kind of examples can help students to figure it out what does each word or each vocabulary means. So then by having some vocabularies in their mind, it can help students to produce the target language itself. Couldn't imagine if students don't have vocabularies and they are asked to speak. It won't be it is impossible because they don't know what to say, just because they don't know the vocabulary itself. Maybe they have ideas, but they don't know how to say it. Therefore, digging students' vocabularies is really important in teaching and learning process, especially when the target or of the skills is speaking skills itself, like in natural approach and TPR method that I'm explaining right now. All right, the next activity is that yeah, teacher gives short example of telling daily activities in a certain day. Let's say I'm as a teacher, I choose like weekdays or weekend, only a day, and students have freely choose whether they want to tell their daily activities from in the morning, from they wake up, get up until midday, or from midday to midnight. So here's teacher just give short examples on how telling daily activities. So let's say if I explain from in the morning till midday for a weekdays that I'm explain, I get up at 7. After get up, I go to the toilet and I take shower and I brush my teeth. After taking a shower, I get dressed, and after get dressed, I make my breakfast and I eat my breakfast. After that, I prepare to go to school. After arriving at school, I start study at school. So that is maybe short examples on how tailing daily activities in a certain day, which helps students to have imagination. Okay, this is how later on I will tell my daily activity. And the next activity is that students are formed in a group consists of 3 students. So yeah, I'm designing a class where they need also to learn in group and share thoughts in groups to build collaboration between amongst the students. And the instruction will be they will ask each other about their partner's daily activities or routine. Let's say um, there are one group consists of 3 students. The first students ask the second students about, oh, what time do you wake up in the morning? And the second student's response based on the vocabularies um, they have learned before or in the previous activity, or they just like at least they are brave to say something, at least they are trying to speak something based on the vocabularies that they have. Here I'm not really forcing students to be able to speak in this level, since a natural approach, forcing students is prohibited. So we are um, teaching a language, and students just like acquire it unconsciously, and they are not forced, um, as this is one of the characteristics of natural approach. So and so forth. Second students ask the third students, and um, do it until a certain or the limitation time is ends. All right, and the last things in this teaching and learning activities is that teacher observes and monitors the group. So in this point, teacher like walk around and see which group and which students are able to produce the target language, or just like say something, and which students are feeling shy and a bit passive students, and which one is active students. So this is as a part of evaluation for the teacher itself, and where the assessment is being done, which I'm going to explain later. All right. That's all for the teaching and learning activities about using natural approach and TPR method about with the topic daily activity. All right. Here I'm going to explain to you what skills and how is the assessment done. So the first one, skills. So as what I previously mentioned is that skills that covered in this teaching and learning process could be listening skills and speaking skills. Since yeah, what is being addressed in natural approach as well as in TPR method is that those skills. So first, students are listening to the instructions, which to be able to giving response, they need to comprehend the instructions by having a good listening skills. And after that, students are practice and monitored by the teacher to be able to do the speaking ability, or which is um, the skills of the students is speaking skill. And the last one is about the assessment, how a teacher will conduct the assessment. So in this teaching and learning activity assessment, our students will be assessed formatively through their responses toward the instructions given, through their participation in their group, or their activeness during the learning process. So again, in the last activity that I explained, teacher monitors and walk around the class, seeing each group, what are they talking about. So here, teacher can or teacher knows or get information which students are more active and which students are being passive. So then it can be used for evaluation. All right. Yeah, that's all for today's video about natural approach and TPR method in its implementation in teaching and learning process. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you gained something and get information about it. And last but not least, I'm Lisa. Once again, thank you and see you in the next video. Bye!